Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground swell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding, to please the yelping dogs. The gaps I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line, and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go, to each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are loaves and some so nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. One on a side. It comes to little more. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top, in each hand like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. Click on the link to view more. Summary: Mending Wall. The poem is all about the difference of opinion between the author and his neighbor about the wall that separates their properties. Every spring, they meet and together make repairs. However, the speaker sees no reason for the wall to be there and feels it unnecessary, as there is only apple and pine trees. But the neighbor is of the opinion that good fences make good neighbors. The author tries to convince the neighbor of the unnecessity of the wall by saying that there is no livestock that is going to cross over and graze the garden or plants. But the neighbor does not give in and still wants to have the wall and repeats his opinion that fences are very much needed. Themes in Mending Wall. Upon analyzing the poem, it can be seen that there are many themes discussed in the poem. Contradictions in life and humanity is the major theme discussed in the poem, as there are a lot of contradictions that happen between the author and the neighbor. The major theme of contradiction is evident when the neighbor says that walls are extremely important that will help have good relationships. All the other themes are more or less related to the major theme. Another theme discussed is the differences that people have in life. The author is of the opinion that walls are not needed to have a good relationship, but the neighbor feels the otherwise. Next, the author shows that human society is united in separation, which can be noted when both the neighbors come together to mend the wall. Next is the theme of mischief and humor, which the author puts forth by saying that mending the wall is a game for the narrator. On the contrary, for the neighbor, it is a serious work.